Hi guys, I'm Maria. Welcome back to Cine Club, the show where we watch new movies that have recently come out and I review them for you. And the movie that I saw this week was Into the Woods. Into the Woods is Disney's new musical that intertwines a lot of the Brothers Grimm's fairy tales into one big story. You have the classic fairy tales of Cinderella, Red Riding Hood, but they're part of a much bigger story, the story of a baker, his wife, and a witch. So a curse has been set on the baker's house and the witch can actually help him remove it, but they have to help her in return. So in order to do that, they have to go into the forest and find these things that she's asking for, and that's where all the other little fairy tales collide as well. It's such great fun seeing all your fairy tales from your childhood in just one movie. The music is so good, the singing is fantastic, nobody falls behind. Yet with all these great elements and great director to this movie, there's just something about it that just didn't really click. The movie moves along well enough, the story is good enough to keep you interesting, the music is good as I said before, but then you come to the moment of the story of the Red Riding Hood and the wolf, and it just turns a really strong left to creepy town. At first I wasn't very sure if it was just me, but then it becomes very clear that the portrayal of the wolf and the Red Riding Hood just has really strong subliminal messages to it. Johnny Depp plays the wolf, and the way he looks at the girl, the Red Riding Hood, is so much more like lust than anything else. But then when he starts singing the song about "Hello little girl with your flesh so plump and pink," it's not so much the Red Riding Hood you're used to reading. And that was more than enough to have me cringing in my seat, but then Red Riding Hood has her own musical number about how she now knows things after she has been eaten, and how she found out things that she never knew before with him, and how it was scary but exciting, but he opened up a whole new world for her. Oh, it was bad, you guys. It was bad. There's no redeeming quality in that scene. You know exactly what it's about. You completely understand the double meaning of the situation, and it's a lot for a Disney movie, way more than you would have expected. Apart from that one scene, which I can't really block from my memory ever again, the movie has a really nice pace. The characters are interesting, especially the main characters, the baker and his wife. I love their conflicts, I love the little romance. It's really sweet to see. It's also really nice to see that they were very loyal to the original endings of all these fairy tales, so not really taking from the Disney movies, but more what the stories were about. But I actually quite liked that. The kids in the theater seemed to like it as well. It didn't seem like it was freaking them out or anything, and I think it kind of plays much better in this movie than, you know, going for the usual Disney endings. So the movie comes to a culmination a little bit earlier than you're used to, but that's okay. Everything is setting into place. I do enjoy how everything is sort of resolving itself, and it's a pretty good movie. But then the movie just keeps going, and it keeps going, and it keeps going, and it just does not stop. To the point where I did not remember what movie I was watching, to the point where I had to look at my watch, to the point where I didn't know what the movie was trying to tell me. It was a really strange sensation. It felt like they cut the movie 3/4 of the way in, and they just taped something completely different to the very end, and it just clashed. It didn't mix well together. It felt like I was watching an entirely different movie. Not only that, but characters' personalities seemed to contradict a lot of the actions that they did earlier in the movie, and there were points that the movie kept trying to make, but it just never really hit home, so you were never really sure if the movie had a message for you, if it was trying to tell you something, if it was a critic to something. It just got very blended into one big mess at the very end. To me, that whole last quarter of the movie was completely unnecessary. It actually kind of ruins the whole earlier experience for you. And not only that, they just crammed some scenes in there that just, you thought they were going to play into something later, but really nothing came out of it. So there was a lot of unnecessary dialogues and actions of certain characters that ruined them for you, but then there's no consequence to it. There's no point to it. Which is really sad because every actor, I think, played their part perfectly. Meryl Streep, if anybody had any doubts that Meryl Streep just wasn't going to be able to do this, I don't know why you would, but she was absolutely excellent as the witch. You kind of feel for her, but you kind of hate her at the same time. Her musical numbers are just exquisite. Emily Blunt is absolutely lovable and funny. Anna Kendrick, I think, is the best voice in the entire movie. I've heard her sing in Pitch Perfect before, but she was just beautiful in this. And if you've never had a thing for Chris Pine, wait till you see him in this movie, because he is absolutely worth fainting for. And he sings. That guy can really sing. I was absolutely impressed by everybody. I was, however, not very impressed by the movie and how they decided to just continue on and making a big mess of it at the very end. So if I had to rate this movie for you, I would tell you that Into the Woods is the kind of movie that you should just wait to see on Netflix. It has good qualities, things that you would like to see. It's quite fun to see the fairy tales all come come together, but in the end it was just a big hit and miss in my opinion. But guys, tell me, what did you think about Into the Woods? Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, you know that is always appreciated, and you can share it if you really liked it, or you can subscribe to the channel for more. But guys, that's everything for this review of Cine Club. I hope you have a great week, and I will see you on our next movie date. Bye!